Good evening, hockey fans. Welcome to Printscape Arena at Southpointe. I'm Matt Gajtka on the call once again on Peters Township Community Television Channel 7 and also streaming live with the audio on YouTube as the Peters Township Indians take on the Central Catholic Vikings in the second and final matchup between these two teams in the regular season. The puck is dropped at center and we're underway. Chipped into the offensive zone by the Indians wearing their white jerseys with the red and black trim. This is Mark Lehman shoveling it to the corner to the freshman Ryder Mertens. Back out to the point, wristing on goal was Aiden Alexander, and glove down by Jacob Dold, the freshman netminder for Central Catholic. Good chance to introduce him. Dold making his 13th appearance of his 9th grade season. .842 save percentage and a 4.56, goals against average. 2-9-1 is his record. Central Catholic has lost 13 straight, either in regulation or overtime. They're eliminated from the playoff picture as they go to attack on the offensive side of the rink. Down to my left, Michael Sawicki, one of the 3 All-Stars on this Vikings squad, gets knocked down and behind the goal by Aiden Alexander, the senior defender for Peters Township, and out come the Indians with it to center. Attacking down to my right, Drew Wilbert, centering to Ryder Mertens, has to peel to the outside with it. Now he wanted to center it to the middle, and it's taken by Mark Lehman. Backhand swung right through the crease, and it went untouched to the far side. Now Lehman will wrist one from above the right circle, and that got nothing but glass. To the point, and Hunter Ferguson. Ferguson slugged it right through the top of the blue paint, and cleared by the Vikings to center ice. Shot right back in by John Camp, had a goal last week, last time out, last Thursday was the previous game for Peters Township. Now at 11-6, it was a thrilling 2-1 overtime win at Bethel Park, just up the road. Shot by Palawanek. Jojo Palawanek, the junior defender for Central Catholic, couldn't get that through from the point, and it's dumped down the ice by the Indians, but right on goal, so no icing here with Jacob Dold sticking it away to the corner. Alex Wilbert gets the start for the PT Indians. More on him in a moment as we get a stoppage in play. Still free-flowing now, early stages first period. 2 minutes gone in the first. Jake Bush looking for his first point. The defenseman knocked it down the wood into the corner. John Camp left it there for Dylan McElhaney. His cross-ring pass intercepted out high and taken out of danger by Alex Pampina. Pampina shot in behind the Peters Township net, but again, the Indians have no trouble breaking it back up ice. McElhaney stretching out, takes a lead pass, wrists one from 40 feet that's snapped out of the air by Jacob Dold. And no further play with 14:43 to go in the first. Again, Alex Wilbert getting the start for PT. This is now his 5th consecutive start for Rick Tingle's Indians, plus the 1 period he played in the All-Star Classic late last month. Indians win the draw in the offensive zone. Dabkowski getting the cycle going here with his senior classmate Jack Zakin. Dabkowski to the circle, back to Zakin, all the way out to the point. This is Poon faking and knocking it in deep. Or pardon, that was Nick Hewlin, I should say. 85, not 95. Vikings take over in their own end. Cross-ring dish coming up the near side by Sam Gaffney. That goes untouched by the Vikings. And the Indians keep it alive in the attack zone. Now on this near wall. Bray centered. Couldn't take the pass. It was in his skates from Jack Zakin. And the Vikings and Colin McCarthy toss it out to the red line. Vikings try again from their own blue line. It's Sawicki, Michael Sawicki. 12 goals, 18 points to lead this Vikings team. Gave it on the far wing. Locke Davis, towering freshman, shot it into the mix. But the Indians break that up, and here they come back down the other way on the counterattack. Jack Zakin to the corner. Swirls in behind the goal. Zakin assessing his options. Left it there in the corner. That's where it's broken up by Tyler Gaffney. Gaffney to Davis, lost control. Zakin took the shot from the slot, and he missed to the left. Sawicki charging back for the Vikings. Sawicki over the blue line. Shot it off the shoulder of Wilbert, loose in front of the net. An awkward save, but a good one there from Wilbert, coming off a 44-save performance in the win in overtime at Bethel Park last Thursday. This is Katie Wilbert gaining the blue line and wristing it in. Christian Biscardo wanted to get it to his line mate Chayton Ringwald, but that didn't happen. And it's Palawanek again, shoving behind the Peters Township net. Ringwald pass, a little too far for Wilbert to latch onto. That's Katie Wilbert. As far as I can tell, we have 3 Wilberts on the ice tonight. Looks like Eric Wilbert will miss his 2nd consecutive game. Chayton Ringwald can't clear for the Tribe. PT has to try again from behind its net. Alexander banking it along to Ferguson. Has Katie Wilbert on the overlap. And here is Wilbert, but her pass was interrupted at center ice. Vikings try to come back on the counter, but Drew Wilbert picks it off, and he comes back on a 1-on-2 rush. Drew over to Mark Lehman. Right dot shot. Blocker saved by Dole, and it deflects high. And I thought it was out of play, but apparently stayed in. Didn't hit the screen. And this will be iced by the Central Catholic Vikings with 12:10 to go in a free-flowing first period from Printscape Arena here in Canonsburg. Vikings have dropped 13 straight. They are 2-14-1, 11th out of 11 teams in Class AAA. They will miss the playoffs, as I alluded to earlier. Meanwhile, for Peters Township, an important game. They're tied for third, or they were tied for third with their South Hills rivals, Cannon Mac. Cannon Mac just defeated Seneca Valley to pull ahead by a couple of points. So PT now back in 4th, but they can stay in that first-round home ice position with a win tonight. Lehman with a pickoff of the attempted breakout pass. Now it comes right out in front. Drew Wilbert scores! Drew Wilbert took a mishandled puck from in front of the net and lifted it over the glove of goaltender Dold, and it's 1-0 Peters Township with 11:43 to go in the first period. A quick strike off of what looked like a nothing play turned into something in a big way, the first goal for PT. For Drew Wilbert, his 9th goal of the year. Mark Lehman will get the only assist, I believe, on this one. And we'll wait for the official announcement. Lehman poked that puck into the corner, and I don't think Central Catholic ever had true possession of it. Now Camp will shoot. Rebound! Pushed just wide of the net by Dylan McElhaney, who charged to the crease. McElhaney in the corner. Lost it there to Sam Gaffney, but he gave it right back to the Indians, and Camp tried to stuff. And the stop was made by Dold. Well, they say unassisted. At least that's the initial call here. Two teams go for the puck, and now it's taken by Camp and centered for Slavin. His shot hit the outside of the net. It was a 3-on-3 battle for it, and Camp, the explosive athlete that John Camp is, he's able to create something there from a standstill. Here's a chip in by Locke Davis. Davis in his 7th varsity game, the freshman for Central Catholic. He's coming to the regular rotation here for Coach Bill Connolly in the second half of the season. Ferguson will chip ahead for Peters Township and chase in after it all alone. Couldn't yank it away from Dom Veltri. Veltri to the near wing. Ethan Accio. Accio gives it up this near side. It now comes back for Rocco Salviti. Salviti to the far wing, and the Vikings at least have some possession, but nearly given away in the middle. Veltri almost coughed that up to the forechecking Jack Zakin of Peters Township. But now the Vikings are back on the attack, and it's C.J. Simeone, another one of those Vikings all-stars. Simeone with 17 points on the year. High drive from the point coming from Rocco Salviti, and that's snagged by the glove hand of Alex Wilbert, and he holds on to it. Wilbert, in his 11th start overall this season, missed the first month or so with an injury, but since then he's taken back over the number 1 position in the goaltending depth chart, as expected. He has a .926 save percentage that's 2nd in Class AAA, and a 2.03 goals against. He boosted both of those numbers last week, stopping 44 of 45. Gets a Bethel Park squad that was really ready to go. Now Dabkowski, a shot from the right circle, and the rebound was kicked just past Jack Zakin by Dole, the goaltender. That close to 2-0, maybe a couple of inches away. Icing against Central Catholic. Last Thursday was Peters Township's first overtime game of the year, if you can believe it, in their 17th outing. Again, PT with 11 wins. They're 7-2 here at Printscape Arena, including a technical road game, even though it was on home ice against Cannon Mac. Someone's got to be the road team when those two sides get together. PT swept the season series against Central Catholic last year, trying to do the same here this year. They won out in Harmerville at Alpha in early November, 4-2. Jake Bush at the point for Peters Township. After the offensive zone faceoff was controlled by the Tribe, Bush couldn't get it deep, and it's flung right back in his direction by a Viking. Scooped up by Cam Cardiff. Cardiff, the sophomore defender for the Vikings, makes a sharp play over to the far wing, but Tyler Gaffney couldn't clear up the right wing boards. Now Gaffney tries to saucer one, but it hops over the stick of Michael Facciano, senior forward. And so Central Catholic tries again. Gaffney once more up the far wing. Alex Pampina knocks the puck up into the air, and it hops into the safety of center. Palawanek played it ahead, and the Vikings want to change. Biscardo, lead pass right into the grasp of Dane Martin, the defender for Central Catholic. But Biscardo wins it back at center and sends a high toss into the cross corner, left wing side. Martin, the captain of the Vikings, makes a cross ring dish that jumps past the twig again of Facciano. He's had a couple go over his blade. Aiden Alexander can't take this rim around from his defense partner, Hunter Ferguson, to the middle of the Peters Township zone. Ryder Mertens clears to the line but held in. Long shot from Dom Veltri of Central Catholic. That bangs off the end boards. From the dasher, it's taken by Alexander. 10-foot feed to Drew Wilbert. Has Ryder Mertens with him, and he gives it to him as he gains the line. Mertens cuts inside, shot it, and Dold made the save. A freshman-on-freshman confrontation there. Pretty rare in Class AAA hockey especially. But Dold wins that battle and gets the face-off with 7:57 to go in the first period. And Peters Township ahead 1-0 on a Drew Wilbert even-strength goal. No penalties yet in this one. Peters Township has the third best offense and the third best defense in Class AAA. And trying to put the offense to the test again. Here it's Mertens looking to backhand a centering pass from Drew Wilbert under Dold, but he couldn't quite squeak it home. Dold pinned down that left pad to keep the puck out, just barely. Another face-off win by the Indians, Mark Lehman. And a deflected shot from Ferguson on left point, hopped over to the end boards. Now taken by Drew Wilbert. Has Mertens making a cut to the net. Try to get it to him, and the pass was a little behind Mertens, and it's off the stick of Rocco Salviti and into the clutches of Jacob Dold once again. Central Catholic returned 11 skaters from last year's team, but no goalies, so they've gone young this year. Jacob Dold, the freshman, his 13th appearance here. Vinny Cascone, the sophomore, has made 6 appearances. And the third goalie is also a freshman, Patrick Leteri. Wristed from Simeone for Central Catholic. He charges the net hard and pushes Wilbert into the net after the whistle sounded. The goal comes off its moorings, and we have gloves and a couple of sticks up before the tempers cool in front of the Peters Township net. 7:20 left in the first period. This is Matt Gajtka on the play-by-play from Printscape Arena here in Canonsburg, coming to you on tape delay on Peters Township Community Television Channel 7. Thanks to Bill Wilbert and the hockey club, along with the students here running the camera, for putting this all together. Audio only live on YouTube at the moment. Vikings win the draw. Simeone will put it down the boards. It's taken there by Sawicki. Sawicki now joined by Max Saganik. Veteran unit out here right now for the Vikings, but they can't make anything happen. Picked up by Dane Martin and cleared back into the offensive zone. Cam Cardiff looks up for Central Catholic just outside his own blue line. Now he backpedals into his own zone, makes a cross-ring feed to Martin. Martin couldn't get that through. McElhaney at center. Simeone curling at the center dot. Lost it to Caden Slavin. Pushed it in the direction of the Central Catholic line, but pushed away by the Vikings. Now Camp tapped it away from Sawicki, and it's Slavin wristing into the far corner to try to get the forecheck going. McElhaney reaches in with one hand on his stick. Can't create anything from that, though, and it's Dane Martin. A lot of jump left in those legs and of a long shift. At least got the puck out of his own end, and it's shot right back into the glove of Dold from center ice by Jack Zakin of Peters Township. Cam Cardiff reverses the flow of play. Dane Martin jams it up the near side wall, and Facciano lifts it to the Peters Township line. Indians take back over. Aiden Alexander. 6 minutes to go in the first period. 1-0 Peters Township. Back on the retrieval for Central Catholic is Cardiff. Cardiff gave it up in the corner to Zakin. Zakin out to the point and Ferguson. Ferguson trying to kick it along. Lost control. Pampina To the middle, Facciano on his backhand. Easy stick save for Wilbert, who controls that rebound and shoves it away to the corner. Salvitti to the far side. Driven in by Palawanik. Dabkowski lost it in the middle, and a shot by Palawanik is blocked in the front of the net. Alexander went down to a knee. I think he was the one who got that. It was a bad bounce from the side boards. Now Brace center, drive from 40 feet away, straight on angle. Dold scooped that one up. It was along the ice, not a lot of velocity on it, and he holds on with 5:15 left in the first. This is the second of two consecutive two-game weeks for Peters Township, and then next week they have completely off before returning to the ice for their final game of the season against Erie Cathedral Prep here on the 25th. But later this week, they're at Pine Richland up at Barrel in Warrendale. That's Thursday. 9:10 start, if you're interested. On the chase here is Mr. Jake Bush, the senior defenseman. Lost it. Palawanik centers for Central Catholic. Pampina can't control the bouncing puck. And now Biscardo back in a 2-on-2 rush for Peters Township. Down to my right, Biscardo leans into that puck, protects it, and coughed it up. Good defensive play by Facciano to overlap there. The line out right now is Ringwald, Biscardo, and Katie Wilbert for Rick Tingle's Indians. Owen Barrett keeps it alive in the offensive zone, just inside the blue. And this is flipped up off the concrete beyond the low glass on the far side of the rink, and that draws the whistle with 4:29 left in the first. On the year, Peters Township outscoring opponents by 29 goals, 72 for, 41 against. That's the second best differential in the 11-team Class AAA. On the other side of the coin, Central Catholic outscored on the year by 44. They've allowed 92 goals, tied for the most allowed by a AAA team this year. It's been a rough go for goaltending. Dold's .842 save percentage, easily besting Cascone's .776. Not to pin it all on the goaltending, but that just tells you the defensive struggles this year for the Vikings. Decked out in their distinctive blue and gold tonight. Gaffney unable to clear for the visiting team. Now Sawicki gets a try behind his own goal line. The forward playing a sound defensive role here, and just simply cleared by Simeone. Owen Barrett bodied off the puck at center. Little tie-up. Max Saganek, senior forward, or pardon me, listed as a defenseman, but playing forward here tonight. He's on the forward check now as Alexander will pull it back in over his own blue line to create some space, but he still turned it over. Mark Lehman pokes it ahead for Peters Township into the offensive end. 3:20 and ticking to go in the first period. 1-0 Indians. Play into space by the Vikings. Sam Gaffney with a good hit of steam. Gaffney swings across the hash marks, ends up in the near side wall. Locke Davis, and now Gaffney. Sam Gaffney. There are two Gaffneys on the ice tonight, or in play tonight for Bill Connolly's Vikings. Sam pushed this one out to center ice. Locke Davis the handoff. Martin tossed it to the Peters Township defense. Ferguson over to Alexander and up to Slavin, who deflects it forward. Now Camp on the overlap, skating into the offensive zone, but apparently Slavin was just a hair over the blue line. That's an offside play. Brian Batico, the referee, makes the call there. Referee Music on the other side of the ice. So Batico and Music, the duo wearing the stripes tonight for this 9 o'clock start on a Tuesday in Canonsburg. Zakin niftily tips this one ahead, spins around, and gets to it first in that left wing corner. Pass was behind him, but he really made something of it. But no chance to come from that as Facciano will glide in over the offensive blue line for Central Catholic. Wristed it off a stick, and now comes right to the side of the net, and it's driven on target. Save made by Wilbert. He hangs on to that one with 2:14 left in the first. Palawanik will take this face-off for Central Catholic. Won it cleanly, right back to the blue line. Tyler Gaffney at center point. Tossed it into the left wing corner. Zakin couldn't clear it out, hit a body. Chance in front, and knocked wide by Pampina. of Central Catholic. Indians bang it out to center and further, in fact, all the way down, just shy of the icing line. Picked up by Gaffney, stepped on the brakes, lost his edge, but still made a nice little pass there to Pampina. Palawanik lost control at center. Zakin couldn't pass it through Pampina. Indians trying to change here. Bray center gets off the ice, nearly touched that puck. Could have been a too many men, but he avoids that danger. 1:35 to go in a quick moving first period. Just the one goal on the board to Peters Township's Drew Wilbert, his 9th. And his 25th point total on the season. Drew came into the game just outside of the top 10 in scoring, actually just inside, the top 10 in scoring in Class AAA. He and his brother Eric, but Eric not dressed tonight. So we have 3 Wilberts, Katie and Drew, and their brother Alex in net, part of the Wilbert quadruplets here at Peters Township. Under a minute to go in the first period. Two teams play a little back and forth in neutral ice, and now Dane Martin gets it revved up from his own end for Central Catholic. Bounces a pass to the middle. Davis wristing from 40 feet out, straight on, and Wilbert hangs on with the glove hand. 41 seconds to go in the first period. Central Catholic has some players to worry about for sure. A couple of point-per-gamers. Sawicki with 18 points in 17 games. C.J. Simeone with 17 in 17. The offense ranks 7th, but the defense ranks 11th. And Simeone on cue rips one right over the crossbar after the offensive zone face-off. Left wing side. Ryder Mertens now chasing as that puck hit the corner glass and deflected all the way back into Vikings real estate. But here's Simeone back on the counter game, 1-on-3. Simeone shooting off the blocker hand of Wilbert. Fine job from Simeone to create his own shot there. Didn't have a lot of room. Cardiff blasted one from left point, hit one of his own players off the hip, and now picked up by Drew Wilbert. Couldn't play it through the legs of Dom Velchery, and then Wilbert's hit it center, knocked down hard. He took a big bump, and he's having a hard time getting back up to his skates. And he's going to head over to the bench as the buzzer sounds. Nothing else came from that, and he appears to be leaning on that left hip. He slams his stick off the boards in frustration. He was the one who he's the only one who scored, in that first period, unassisted with 11:43 to go in that opening frame. No penalties on the board. We'll take a short break here on Peters Township Community Television. Bring it back for the second in just a moment from Cannonsburgh at Printscape Arena. All set for the second period. The puck is down, and we're playing hockey again here at Printscape Arena at Southpointe. 1-0 Peters Township after 17 minutes of 5-on-5 play exclusively. John Camp in front. Great save by Dold. Best save of the night on John Camp from point blank. That close to goal number 12. The bouncing puck came right to him in front. He turned it hard on the forehand, but still couldn't get past that left pad of Dold. Jacob Dold, the freshman, keeping it 1-0. Indians still in the offensive zone with the puck, though. They've had it there for a solid 35 seconds now. McElhaney tries to pin that puck to the sideboards, but he couldn't. It's pulled out of the pack by Michael Sawicki of Central Catholic. The Vikings trying to break a 13-game losing streak. Meanwhile, the Indians looking to win for their 6th time in 7 outings. They lost at Upper St. Clair, but no shame there. The Panthers have been great in their return season in Class AAA. That came last Tuesday. But then PT rebounded with that 2-1 win, overtime win on the Aiden Alexander sudden death goal with 10 seconds to go in the overtime. Last Thursday, we had the call for you on PTCT7. Palawinick for Central Catholic. Left circle shot. Blocker to the end wall by Wilbert. Aiden Alexander, dangerous pass through the middle of his own zone, but Caden Slavin deflected it ahead to Gavin Dabkowski. Dabkowski spins it in behind the net, now looks to center one, and it's intercepted and cleared by Facciano. He banged it off the window. Alexander to Bush. You could hear Rick Tingle, the Indians coach, delivering some pretty loud lessons to his team. I'm not sure he loved that first period. His squad did outshoot the Vikings 11-8, but just the 1 goal on the board, not a lot of offensive chances. Here's Cam Cardiff for Central Catholic, reversed it over to Palawinick, hit the referee Gajtka with the attempted pass, and now Dabkowski shoots off that lucky break and bangs it right between the pads of Dold, and he hangs on to it, nearly snuck through. I believe that was deflected on the way, but Dold hung with the tip. 2 minutes into this second period. Other games tonight, I mentioned earlier, Ken and McMillan won in this building. In fact, just about an hour ago, they polished off a 4-1 victory against Seneca Valley. So Ken and Mac in 3rd place all by itself. Big bounce back season for Ryan Lamberger and the Big Macs. This arena has been treated to some great AAA hockey this year as both teams look to be going to the playoffs, and poked ahead by Central Catholic's Gaffney. He's in and he shoots, and it's off the pad of Wilbert and to the end wall. And then Barrett wiped out one of the Vikings chasing the rebound. That'll be our first penalty of the game. Incredible opportunity for Sam Gaffney. He pulled it to his forehand, a partial breakaway, shot it from about 10 feet out, but I don't think he got everything he wanted on that shot. Maybe an Indian even got a stick in the way. Either way, Wilbert had to be sharp to make the stop. So after no power plays in the first, PT goes short with 14:32 left in the second. Barrett in the box. Owen Barrett, the senior defenseman. Haven't heard the call yet. Not sure what the wait is. Referee has come over. One of the referees, appears to be Music, is there to explain what's been issued here. Anyway, other scores tonight. Cathedral Prep defeating Upper St. Clair. So the Ramblers, or pardon me, they're ahead right now. That game is not over. Take that back. But Cathedral Prep in position to deal with the Panthers, a rare loss this season. That one up at Mercyhurst Ice Center in Erie, PA. So here's the Central Catholic, power play. Facciano skips a shot into Wilbert from way out by the blue line. Wilbert holds on to get the stoppage. The Vikings on the power play this year, it's actually the 4th best power play in AAA, 23%. But the Indians have the best penalty kill in the league at 89%. So strength on strength right now as the Vikings try to tie it up on the road. Out of the 13 straight losses for Central Catholic, all but 1 came in regulation. So they've gotten 1 point over their past 13 games. When the Indians saw the Vikings last, the Vikings were 2-3. Since then, it's been a rough go. Dane Martin parading back into the offensive zone for Central Catholic, lost control, but it came right to Palawinick, and his drive was blocked in front, I think, by Ferguson. There were a couple of Indians in the way, and this is swatted out of the air and cleared beautifully by Caden Slavin of Peters Township. That was about waist high. Looks like he's getting ready for spring training. He whacked that all the way down the rink, and now he's doing a good job holding the puck up in the corner for the shorthanded Tribe. The Indians also have 3 shorties on the season. All 3 scored by Mark Lehman, the senior center, who paces this squad with 18 goals. That's 3rd in the league. Alexander to the near side. Ferguson. Peters Township still in possession. Long lead pass. Lehman pulls it in. Lehman, he's in for the backhand. He scores! Short-handed goal. Mark Lehman is 19th overall in the year and is 4th with the Indians down a man. 13:04 to go in the second. It's 2-0. Peters Township. Didn't look like much. Lehman came off the bench and cut right across the ice, and he reached down with one hand on his stick, even went down to a knee to try to increase his reach, and he did get a piece of it. And then it was free in the center of the ice. And he turned it to the backhand and stuffed it past Jacob Dold. What else do you expect from Mark Lehman? His 30th point, 19 of them goals. Another shorthanded tally for big number 56. Continues to get it done in his final PIHL go-around. Still power play, though, for Central Catholic. Pivoting is Saganek makes the play over to the far side. Salvitti down low. Gaffney. Penalty's over, by the way. Gaffney to the corner. Mertens couldn't pry it loose. Now he does. Mertens looking for Lehman. And it bounces back to Jake Bush, who flips it the length of the rink from his own end. This will be no icing. It's waved off. It does not go over the goal line in time for Central Catholic to get that call. McCarthy up ahead. Far side now. Saganek wristing. Stick save by Wilbert on the broken play. McCarthy tried to give it to the corner, and another penalty is about to be called against the Indians. There's the whistle. Mark Lehman tripped up one of the Vikings, and I think he's the one who's going off to the box. Well, he's trying to go to the bench right now. No, it's going to be Hunter Ferguson. Pardon me. Ferguson called for the trip with exactly 12 minutes left in the second. So the Indians short once more, but leading now 2-0. Face-off commanded by the Vikings. Simeone. Glove goes flying in the air. It's his glove. And stepping up is Lehman to nudge this down the ice. Chasing back to try to retrieve it, Dane Martin of Central Catholic. He does beat Dabkowski to it. Couple of quick passes, and Simeone is in over the blue line down the left wing side. Confronted by Dabkowski, he has to slow up at the half wing wall. The puck comes loose, and Aiden Alexander rips it toward the Central Catholic bench off the boards in front of there, and it deflects down the ice. Michael Sawicki gathers behind his net. Another breakout try here for Central Catholic, and again they gain the zone with ease. Simeone. Good saucer pass. Dane Martin tees up a slapper. Stick save. Alex Wilbert. Rebound caroms over to the far side wall. Jojo Palawanik coughed it up to Jack Zakin, who read the play. It was an attempted bank pass out to the point, and Zakin knew what was coming. Dold flicks it away from his net. The goaltender playing third defenseman for a moment there for Central Catholic. Right back in the possession of the Indians now. It's Barrett from behind his blue line. Jams it down the boards all the way behind the net for Central Catholic. Zakin wanted to take this away from Martin, who gives him a quick slash on the stick. Play continues on here. Still a power play for Central Catholic. 31 seconds to go on it. Down the far wing, Martin on his backhand. Tried to stuff it to the front. Hit the outside of the net with it, though. Alexander flips it high into the air, and it bounces out to center. Right past Caden Slavin, but no harm there. Perhaps one last rush into the zone here for the Vikings. Sam Gaffney dispossessed, but it scoots on over to the far side, and Salvitti. Salvitti played it in deep. Tyler Gaffney here. Lost control of the puck. It floats out to neutral ice. Saganek, good move. Take it right past Jack Zakin. Saganek to the slot. Couldn't make a play cleanly. And now here's John Camp coming out of the box. Camp down the far wing side. Shoots short side on Dold, and he hangs on to get the whistle from the right wing. 9:48 left in the second. I said Camp out of the box. He actually came onto the ice to replace Ferguson, who jumped out of the box, just to clarify there. Either way, it was a jailbreak type play, and Camp made a chance of it. John Camp, 11 goals, 15 total points in just 13 games for Peters Township. just like last year, very efficient when it comes to goal scoring. He played about half the games last year to become eligible for the PIHL playoffs. You have to play at least half of the season, I believe. McElhaney centering. Dabkowski hit the pipe. Gavin Dabkowski wide open in the slot and went against the grain with the shot, just inches away from making it 3-0. Rare chance off the in-zone play for the Indians tonight. They've had their rush tries, but not much that way. Alex Pampina took a long-distance shot for Central Catholic. Gloved down by Wilbert, and now the Vikings are offside, trying to come right back in. Palawanek took it, but I think Pampina to his left was ahead of the play. 9:09 left in the second. 2-0 Peters Township. Goals from Drew Wilbert and Mark Lehman. More of the usual contributors on the offensive side. Last time out at Bethel Park, Drew Wilbert had a pair of primary assists. Mark Lehman had an assist. But it was Aiden Alexander, the defender, who scored the overtime winner. He just ad-libbed a bit there. And, of course, during 3-on-3 play in the OT, anything goes. You just fill holes. Not so much positional hockey then. Ringwald tried to backhand a pass to the front. Katie Wilbert was stationed there, but it hops through behind the net to Biscardo. Biscardo couldn't go back to Ringwald, and the Vikings send it out beyond the blue line. Simeone couldn't get there in time to take it away from Owen Barrett of Peters Township. Vikings toss it back out the center here, and Simeone. Simeone on his forehand, a nifty stick handler. Wanted to make a pass to the middle for Saganek, but it jumped right past his forehand side. Saganek wins it behind the net, though. Flipped the pass to the front, and it bounced by Simeone off an Indian stick. Christian Biscardo took a look, didn't like what he saw, dumped it in deep. 8 minutes even to go in the second period. 2-0 Peters Township here from Printscape Arena at Southpointe. I'm Matt Gajtka with you on Peters Township Community Television and also audio live on YouTube. Cam Cardiff gave it away. Ryder Merton's going to cut in. Backhand. Stop by Dold. And a good one. That's twice. It's been Mertens against Dold. And again, Dold wins the battle. Backhand chance for Mertens. Slick deke. And Dold just held on to it. Pinned it between his left arm and his chest, it appeared. But an attack zone draw, and Mark Lehman wins it on the second chance. Back to Ferguson, but he couldn't keep it in the O zone. So Ferguson lifts it high, down behind the Central Catholic net. Martin to the middle. Hazardous play there, but Sam Gaffney kicks it ahead for the Vikings to get it out of trouble. Now into Indians real estate. Colin McCarthy at the sideboards, lost control of the puck, lost track of it in his skates. Hunter Ferguson up to Mark Lehman. He cracks it past the red line, but he can't get to his own area pass. But here's Mertens. A couple of slick moves. Ryder Mertens led the middle school team in points last year, and a rare Indians freshman to get a chance. Here's Lehman shooting off the centering pass from Mertens, and it's under Dold, under his pad again. That's twice a puck has nearly squeaked past him, but both times he's held firm to the ice. It's 2-0 Indians, but could easily be 4 or 5 at this point. 7:08 left in the second period before we take our only true intermission of the night for the ice resurfacing. Referee Gajtka will drop this puck between Lehman of PT and Jojo Palawanek of Central Catholic. Lehman won it, but it hopped out to center. Mertens regathers himself and the puck behind his blue line. Couldn't get out over the blue into the neutral zone, though. Sikanolfi nearly turned it over in the middle for Peters Township. His first touch on the puck, I believe, tonight. Tyler Sikanolfi, the senior defenseman, playing alongside Hunter Ferguson right now. Ferguson's lift play went off the glass and up into the screen. Out of play. So the Indians have to defend here, coming up for the draw in their own end zone. Line change for both teams. In fact, full 5-on-5 changes for both teams. We've had 2 power plays in this game, both to Central Catholic, both in the second period. But the Indians actually scored on one of them to increase their lead to 2-0. It was the Mark Lehman. I don't want to call it a breakaway, but he was in the clear for the final 10 feet after he deflected the puck ahead to himself on the lead feed. Simeone will pull this puck and shoot from above the right circle for Central Catholic, hit a body in front and bounces wide. Jake Bush bounds this dump in wide of Jacob Dole. Brace centered on it now for the Indians. Centered. With 4 goals on the year, 3 of those on the power play. Can't make anything happen here 5-on-5. Simeone wanted to deke to the middle there on the cutback move, but Alexander with a fine sweep check. Stick on puck to knock it away. Dabkowski had a chance just moments ago on his previous shift. Dabkowski meanders in over the line, wanted to leave it to Centered. His shot was fanned on, got it right back to Centered, and he bumped it off the outside of the goal from right in front of the net. He didn't expect that puck to come back to him, it appeared, but he nearly cashed it in anyway. Saganek over to Simeone, wristing one low from the outside the left circle, and right into the glove of Alex Wilbert. No further play, 5:34 remaining in the second. So PT, if the Indians are able to convert a win here tonight, they'd move into a tie for third, just 1 point behind Upper St. Clair. The Indians, however, cannot finish in first place. That's the one area that will be left undiscovered by this year's Tribe. They finished first in the regular season last year, but not going to be able to repeat that feat. They got the division title, as it's called over there on that far side of the ice. Martin let the behind. Long lead pass. John Camp's got a breakaway for Peters Township, and he scores! He blows it past the glove hand of Dald from 10 feet away right in front of the net with a forehand shot, and it's 3-0 Indians. Again, they spring a man behind the defense. That's the third time that's happened tonight, and the second time that they buried the chance. John Camp's 12th goal of the year. With 5 minutes even to go in the second period, has raised the lead for PT to 3-0. Even strength tally. Didn't get the number of the man who made that pass ahead, but Central Catholic just caught it a little too far up ice with PT possessing the puck cleanly, coming out of its own end. Alex Wilbert makes a stick save here on the try from distance by, appeared to be Alex Pampina of Central Catholic. Dole stops this puck behind his net. Cleared up the far wing. Katie Wilbert nudged it behind the goal line, though. Ringwald looking for Biscardo. Couldn't get the pass off. Intercepted and taken away by Dom Veltri. Veltri looks up. Gave it away to Ferguson, who's step 2 in the neutral zone. Ferguson, well, he had to wait for his teammates to get on side, so he ends up just bouncing that one toward the Central Catholic goal. Cleared away by the Vikings. Indians rev it up again. Ferguson, a dangerous pass there behind his net. Facciano read it, but couldn't deflect it away from Chayton Ringwald, who came halfway down the wall. Dylan McElhaney gets the assist on the John Camp goal to make it 3-0. Facciano looks up for Central Catholic at his own line. No one up ahead of the play. Pushed it well too far ahead of Pampina. No icing, though. It was waved off. That was curious. I wonder if an Indian might have grazed that puck as it bounced through neutral ice. Trying to glove down this deflected pass was Mark Lehman. Instead, his line mate, Drew Wilbert, will take it down the right wing. Now he passes to the left side. Alexander creeping up from the point. Aiden Alexander feeling it right now. Drew Wilbert to the high slot. Ryder Mertens shoots. Saved. Oh, and it went right through him and skidded out the far side of the crease. Oh, my. It's the shakiest the Central Catholic goaltender has looked tonight. Otherwise, very strong performance from him. Ryder Mertens has gotten open a few times. Mertens playing top-line minutes here, and he was on the power play last week at Bethel Park. I assume if the Indians do get a power play here tonight, he'll be out there again. So the freshman getting more and more responsibility from Coach Tingle. Cleared off the glass by Nick Yulin of the Indians. Vikings have it here with under 3 to go in the second period. 3-0 Peters Township. Max Saganek steps on the brakes, coming in over the line, but he's checked off the puck by Lehman. Those two collide. Gloves come up. Sticks come up. They're still tied up behind the play, but it's a counter on for the Indians. Drew Wilbert centering, and it bounces over the top of the net off the stick of Mertens. Wilbert didn't get a lot on that pass as he swirled toward the right wing wall. Now Mertens takes it here left side. Mertens dish out to the point. Alexander couldn't get it by C.J. Simeone, who flushes it clear. Simeone will now carry into the offensive zone. And he drifts one over the top of the crossbar from the top of the circles. Mark Lehman cracks it out to center. Now controlled by Tyler Gaffney of Central Catholic. Nick Hewlin tossed that along. Drew Wilbert looking for Dabkowski, who appears to be in fine form this evening. Making quick plays is Gavin Dabkowski, the Indians' number 90. Hewlin lifted that backhand toward the low slot, off a body. Now Drew Wilbert takes it left side. Wilbert trying to find Zakin, making a cut to the net, but it's tipped away from him. Overskating the puck, Colin McCarthy of Central Catholic. Zakin breaks back. Couldn't get around the outside, now pulls up. Tried to hit the late man, now it all the way back to Barrett at the point. Barrett to the side of the net, bouncing puck to the front, stashed there by Gajtka. Save made, rebound centered. He's robbed by Dole. Another chance. Dole makes another save. Leaning over with that chest protector right out in front of the puck, and he smothered it. Two chances from center. It appeared to be a slam dunk, but both times Dole said no. And the Vikings bench down to my right loved that. They were banging their sticks off the boards in appreciation. Under a minute to go in the second period. The Tribe threatening to try to make it 4-0. Sikanolfi high drive. That hit a body in front off the chest of Sam Gaffney of Central Catholic. But the Indians control the puck again in the offensive zone. To the point, and Barrett. His shot hit a leg. That's off Gaffney again. Penalty coming up against the Vikings. Their first of the night. And it'll be called here by referee Gajtka as they touch up with 39 seconds left in the second period, slashing the call against the visitors. First power play of the night coming up for the Indians. McCarthy is gone for the next two. And again, 39 seconds left in the second. Lehman leans in, yanks it back to the point man. That's Barrett. Owen Barrett leads this D-corps in points, and he gives to Ferguson. His slap shot, half slapper, was deflected up into the netting. And it was actually off of Mark Lehman in front of the net. He just let that ramp off his stick. Out of play off him, so the faceoff will be in the neutral zone. Lehman with 31 seconds to go, goes forward with it. Lehman cutting to the inside, left it behind. Mertens backhand, save made by Dold. Vikings can't clear. Ferguson, top of the left circle shot, deflected to the glass. Over to the far corner. Lehman with under 20 to go in the period. Barrett fakes the shot. Hard pass to Lehman, top of the right circle, shooting off the outside of the goal. Might have been deflected. Now 10 seconds. Lehman ducks in behind. Left side Wilbert to the middle. Mertens couldn't get the shot away. Bounces right back to Lehman. Gave it out to Barrett. Held it nicely at the point, but time's going to run out on this Tribe chance. Mertens swung it to the front of the net, but the buzzer sounds with Dane Martin, the Central Catholic captain, in possession. And that'll do it for 2 periods of play from Printscape. After 2, it's 3-0 Peters Township. They got 2 in the second. 1 from Lehman, shorthanded. 1 from Camp. Even strength, both on breakaways. We'll bring it on back for the conclusion of this one. Stay with us on Peters Township Community Television and YouTube. Getting set for the third period of play here at Printscape Arena in Southpointe, Pennsylvania. I'm Matt Gajtka on the call. Flying solo tonight with the Peters Township Indians taking on the Central Catholic Vikings. It's 3-0 PT after 2 periods. Goals from Drew Wilbert, Mark Lehman, and John Camp. Sorry to hear from Bill Wilbert between periods that Eric Wilbert suffered an upper body injury last week at Upper St. Clair. Questionable whether he'll be able to play again as a member of the Peters Township Indians. So PT down him, and also senior defenseman Seth Hanna, who was injured in a scary incident a couple of weeks ago here against Cannon McMillan. He recovered after going to the hospital that night. He was unconscious on the ice for a bit, but it appears he will not play again as well this season. So the Indians playing for a couple of their compatriots here the rest of the way, as we have an icing here against Peters Township. PT at 11-6, and it looks like they're going to have to win to even stay in 4th place, or at least stay ahead of Cathedral Prep for 4th place. But they can move into a tie for 3rd with Cannon Mac with a victory. So Cathedral Prep about ready to defeat Upper St. Clair. They're ahead 8-4 right now against the Panthers up in Erie. So if they win that, looks like they will, Cathedral Prep will be at 23 points, temporarily ahead of the Indians if that game finishes before this one. Aiden Alexander clears it to the far side. It's still a power play for the Indians to start this 3rd period, but they turn it over. Knocked ahead by Sam Gaffney of Central Catholic. Alex Wilbert swung it away from the side of his net. Wilbert, perfect 13 for 13 on saves so far tonight. The Indians have outshot Central Catholic 23-13. Not their most sterling performance, but better in the 2nd period, I would say. A couple of breakaway goals. One from Lehman, shorthanded. One from Camp, even strength. Jack Zakin lines one up and fires, and that's blocked by Gaffney. Sam Gaffney again. He's been the shot blocker extraordinaire. Now man out of the box is Simeone, but he can't take this lead feed down the ice. It was banked too hard by Sawecki, and so that'll be an icing against the Vikings, and goes from potential breakaway chance to all the way back in their own end. The Vikings trying to play for some pride here late in the season with a record of 2-14-1. They have not won a game since October. On the road, 1-7. They already lost once to the Indians earlier this year, 4-2. Out at Alpha in early November. They were close against Butler, but lost in a shootout 2 weeks ago, were the Vikings. Biscardo knocked it behind his net, but now it's taken at the point by the Vikings' Cam Cardiff. His shot was blocked by Chayton Ringwald to the side glass. This is Palawanek trying to stuff it once and twice at the side of the net, and both times Wilbert kicked it out. Palawanek again, high slot. Wanted to slide it through Katie Wilbert, but she broke it up. And Alex Wilbert will make this save from the sideboards. Palawanek shot it from a sharp angle and a stick save, and then a glove hold from Wilbert. Peters Township is outscoring opponents 22-9 in the 3rd period. It's their best frame defensively on the year. PT allowed just 1 goal to Bethel Park last time out. Nothing so far here tonight, early stages 3rd period. Lehman takes the quick relay from Jake Bush, and Lehman stretching out those legs, getting going down the left wing, moves to the middle and put that powerful wrist shot over the bar. Might have heard that over the microphone. Now Mertens tried to go short side off the handoff from Lehman, and he hit the glass too. Return pass to the left side in the corner for Drew Wilbert, but it hopped over his stick. Lehman behind the net, past Wilbert. Ferguson comes down the wall for Peters Township, but it's banged past him by Max Saganek. No icing here. It hit Ferguson on the way down. Bush gives it to Mertens. Little skilled play to kick it to his stick. Mertens has a bright future in varsity hockey, I'll tell you that much. Mertens maneuvering in, comes to the front. Mertens ran out of room on the left side as he drifted in behind the net. Wanted to bank it off the goaltender in front. It worked, but cleared by the Vikings. Jacob Dold made a save, in quotes, air quotes, on that one. I don't think it was actually on net. Drew Wilbert takes this pass from Mertens. Mertens just threaded that one through. Wilbert gathers it behind the net, now emerges out this near side. Alexander from the right point. Alexander faked the shot. Now he'll drive one. That's off a stick. Almost out of play, but it stays in off the high glass. Wilbert was looping out high. Wilbert's shot was blocked. That's Drew Wilbert, by the way, who had the first goal of this game. Mertens turns. A little fall away dump in. Too far for Wilbert. Couldn't get there in time. Rocco Salviti will clear for Central Catholic. 13 minutes to go in regulation time. Still 3-0 Peters Township on goals from Drew Wilbert, Mark Lehman, and John Camp. Lehman has an assist. So do Ferguson, Alexander, and McElhaney in this game. Jacob Dold has stopped 20 shots through 2 periods in the Central Catholic goal. The freshman playing well. I don't think so far the numbers tell the story on his performance. Dabkowski couldn't boot it ahead as he nearly intercepted that clearing pass from Rocco Salviti. Alex Pampina wanted to center it. It hit a stick and deflected right in on Wilbert, the goaltender. Wrister from Cam Cardiff from out high, put a lot on it, but got nothing but glass with it. Now on this near wing, halfway down the wall, Cardiff couldn't push it by Dabkowski. Zakin will take the forward relay. Now centered, wanted to go back to Zakin on the give and go, but that's intercepted by Dane Martin, the Central Catholic captain. Martin poked it along with one hand on his stick, past Dabkowski. And over the line he carries it, took the shot short side, patted out by Alex Wilbert. Behind the net, McCarthy for Central Catholic. That's Colin McCarthy, the sophomore. Played in all 18 games so far this season. Martin couldn't keep it alive, and now Zakin pulls it past him. Jack Zakin, maybe a 2-on-1 if he looks back, but he didn't. Tried the 1-on-1 move, dragged it to the middle, and then Cardiff couldn't get in the way of that shot. It was gobbled up by Dold. And nothing further from that. 11:40 left in the third period. Not a lot of special teams tonight. 3 total penalties. 2 to Peters Township, 1 to Central Catholic. PT trying to take care of business and stay in home ice position for the first round. Top 4 make it, or top 4 get home ice in the first round. Top 8 out of 11 make it to the Penguins Cup tournament. Unlike in previous years, we're going to see multiple teams left out in the first round. Makes the regular season more meaningful, I say. I enjoy that. A couple of years ago, every team made it by default. Now we have more participants in Class AAA with the addition, or the re-addition, I should say, of Upper St. Clair and Pine Richland. And speaking of the Rams, PT will take on Pine Richland on Thursday up at Barrel. No broadcast for that one. That'll be a 9-10 start, though. You can follow the live box on PIHLhockey.com. Hammered slap shot by Nick Hewlin off the stick, the end of the stick of Jacob Dold, the Central Catholic netminder. To the side on the right wing for Peters Township, but they can't keep it in the zone. Then Ferguson's wiped out at center on a strong check by Max Saganek. Wrister by Davis over the crossbar, though, by the Vikings. Davis, I can see why he's getting some playing time, though. He has speed, he has size, can stick handle, he can shoot. He's got it all. Everything you want in a forward. Now he's after the puck on the forward check, but Owen Barrett will take it here for the Indians. Barrett in some trouble there. Davis harassing him. Barrett knocked it over to a vacant wing. Davis took it and tried to pass to the middle, but that's intercepted by Christian Biscardo in good defensive position. Biscardo tips it ahead. Away from Katie Wilbert. This is Owen Barrett. Barrett's flick up to the red line. Katie Wilbert got in the way of this one. Well, if there's no Eric Wilbert the rest of the way, Katie Wilbert's going to get a lot more playing time. Katie, one of the few girls in PIHL hockey, no matter the class, is playing in her 9th game. She has 4 total points. Sawicki, strong move in behind the Peters Township net. Vikings need 1 to make this interesting. The handoff at the point. Wrister from Martin didn't get through. I think it hit Katie Wilbert in the high slot. From the left point, Dom Velchery held in for the Vikings. Barrett, though, will toss this to the red line, and it bounces down into the Central Catholic zone. And whistle and a penalty coming behind the play, it appears. One of the Vikings is down on a knee, or pardon, one of the Indians, I should say, is down on a knee. It's Katie Wilbert. She's up with help from her brother Alex. The medical professional on staff is walking over, but she's shaking her head. She's skating off the ice. I didn't see what happened behind the play. I'm not sure there's going to be a penalty, actually, because I think the play was just blown dead because Katie Wilbert was down, and I was screened out by the board, so I couldn't tell. And she has her helmet off. She's reaching for her eye or her forehead. Some Peters Township fans in the stands were saying there was a hit there, but I didn't see it. Sorry about that. I was looking up ice. So we'll stay 5-on-5. Lehman will take the draw here against Palawanik. And Palawanik lost it, but the Vikings get it right back on the dump in from Owen Barrett of Peters Township. PT in their white jerseys with red helmets and red pants. Central Catholic in the all-blue outfits with the gold helmets. Gold trim and gold numerals. Good-looking uniform matchup here tonight. Both very distinctive looks. Drew Wilbert takes this puck, pulls up, centered it. Mertens cuts back, left circle. Wanted to go back to Drew Wilbert in the slot, but it slid right by him. Sikanolfi took the shot, hit the outside of the post, I think, from the right wing, right near the boards, in fact, outside the circle. Sikanolfi playing his third varsity game. No points yet for the defenseman, the senior. Drew Wilbert couldn't take this pass. But it's right back to the Indians and Sikanolfi. They call him Sicko. He makes that play up ahead of this near side. And it's in the possession of the Vikings again. Cardiff. Simeone takes a deflected pass. Now Barrett will chase it down right in front of his own net. Alex Wilbert, in fact, helps this along to the near corner. Owen Barrett, second year as a varsity player, 13 points in 17 games coming in. Barrett took a hard hit at the sideboards. Puck's coughed up, but out at center ice instead of in the Indian zone. Dom Veltri goes D to D. Over to the far side for Salvitti, right back to the near wing. Saganek will poke it ahead. Max Saganek on the chase here, pins Barrett to the boards. Long shift for Barrett, but it's cleared down, around, and out by Sikanolfi, his defense partner. And Barrett was stuck in a tangle there with Saganek. It's a delayed offside as Saganek left his glove behind. He just wanted to get to the blue line so his teammates could go in on the forecheck. Ultimately, though, the Indians were able to get a free escape. Zakin flipped it to Dabkowski, but that's broken up and cleared to center. 7 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the third period. This will be an icing against the Indians more than halfway through this third. Still 3-0 Peters Township. And Max Saganek will get his glove back. Saganek, the senior. 4 goals, 7 total points. One of 7 Vikings to have played in, or pardon me, 6 Vikings who have played in all 18 games. It was 7 coming in, but Alex Peluso not available to coach Bill Connolly tonight. Scratched for some reason or another. The Indians have 8 players up for Ironman status. Actually, now that's down to 7 as Foltz is not in. Anthony Foltz sitting this one out. But Bush, Barrett, McElhaney, Drew Wilbert, Mark Lehman, Bray Sennert, and Hunter Ferguson have played in all 18 now. Dane Martin escapes under some pressure here from Bray Sennert coming out of his own end. Played cleanly ahead into the Indian zone. Wilbert stops it behind his goal. Alexander pivots away from the pressure of Facciano and makes a strong breakout pass there to Sennert. He hits Zakin over the line. Jack Zakin trying to deke to his forehand. Left it to Dabkowski, and his one-time shot patted out of there by Dold. Not a lot of offensive chances for either side in this third, but Dold stopped one of the better ones there. Dabkowski and Zakin and Sennert and Alexander all teaming up. Smooth puck movement by the Indians. Here they are again. Bush shooting intentionally wide of a tangle up in the slot. Alexander tries to get it toward the middle. That hit a leg too. And scooped up and flung down the ice by Sam Gaffney of Central Catholic. Change for the Vikings. 5:37 left in the third. Alexander smoothly pivots away from Simeone. That draws a couple of oohs and ahs from the healthy scratches and the junior varsity players sitting behind the Indians bench. Down to my left. That was a great move from Alexander. Little moonwalk action, backpedaling and then pivoting up ice. Dylan McElhaney kicks this puck ahead of the offensive end. John Camp joins the party. JoJo Palawanik for Central Catholic couldn't get it by Camp at the near side half wall. Camp's blind backhand pass slipped right past McElhaney and taken on the move by Salviti. Rocco Salviti gained the blue line down the right wing side. Dispossessed by John Camp, who's playing all 200 feet right now. Ferguson takes it in his own left wing corner. Led Camp a little too much. It was McElhaney to Camp for the breakaway goal last period. Camp catches up to it, though, in the corner. Wanted to put it in front, and it's intercepted. Pampina, though, can't clear for Central Catholic out by the line. Ferguson kept it alive. McElhaney taking it there. To Camp. Backhand chance. Couldn't get it on line. It was blocked. Centered by McElhaney. Off to Slavin. To the point in Hewlin. McElhaney to the middle. Slavin couldn't take that pass. Indians whipping it around again, starting to feel the confidence. Slavin has a man creeping in from the point. That's Hewlin, but the pass was deflected by Pampina, and the Vikings come back with it. Down to my left, Simeone got a shot off, hit the outside of the goal, and then he was crunched on the check from Caden Slavin, the back checker. 4:07 left in the third. Martin ran into an Indian on the far side. That's McElhaney. McElhaney breaks ahead. Biscardo will filter it in behind his own net to Hewlin. Biscardo and now Chayton Ringwald chasing up ahead. This will be no icing here on the long dump in. Biscardo got to the dish to the corner by goaltender Jacob Dold. But here are the Vikings taking over the puck. McCarthy. Pinned down, though, by Biscardo legally. No easy exits right now for the Vikings. Martin tossed it past Katie Wilbert, who is back on the ice. Good to see. Ringwald put it right back around the horn. Near wing, Biscardo. Katie Martin digging in. She cancels out there with Dane Martin. Martin put it in the skates there. Ringwald right past him and on to Max Saganek. Wearing the A for Central Catholic. Saganek pivots, leaves it for McCarthy. Right circle and taken off his stick by the back checking Biscardo. Here's Chayton Ringwald now with Katie Wilbert. 2-on-2 rush. Ringwald wanted to put it in the skates there of Tyler Gaffney. That didn't work. 2:55 to go in regulation time. Still 3-0 Indians. No goals, no penalties in this third period. Late night puck at Printscape Arena. Second to last home game of the regular season for the Indians, hoping to lock up home ice in the first round. They won't be able to do that tonight, but they can take a step toward it, a major step toward it, with 2 points here to get back into a third place tie. Top four get a home ice game in the quarterfinals. Ryder Mertens on the puck first for Peters Township in the offensive end. Alexander took the shot. That's off a Vikings leg. Barrett pounded it in deep. Salviti for the Vikings. Finessed it past Mark Lehman, but Lehman got it right back from Mertens. Lehman behind the net. Mark Lehman using that long reach to protect the puck. Now yanks it back against the grain over to Drew Wilbert. Back to Lehman making a cut into the slot. Lehman's backhand. Saved Dold. Rebound is a short one and pushed right back into Dold by Lehman with 2:03 to go in the third. So our next broadcast here of Peters Township hockey will be 2 weeks from tonight. The Indians are off next week. They'll have senior night 2 Sundays from now, and then they'll play Cathedral Prep on the 25th of February. That's a Tuesday night special. As for Central Catholic, at Bethel Park on Thursday, and then home to Seneca Valley on the 25th. So both teams play twice this week, and then nothing next week as we get ready for the Class AAA playoffs, which will not involve Central Catholic, but will involve the Indians in some form or fashion. Indians have made it to 3 straight Penguins Cup finals. They won in 2017, lost in 18 to Seneca Valley, and lost in 19 just this past spring to North Allegheny. The team they beat in 2017, why, was the Central Catholic Vikings. Zakin wristing from the high slot. Blocked by Cardiff, but he had trouble with it. Eventually makes the pass over to Sam Gaffney. He goes cross-rink sharply on to Michael Facciano. Facciano, stick check by Bush as he got to the corner, and that play's broken up. 1:10 left in the third. Looks like goaltender Dole will stay in the net for Bill Connolly's Vikings. No empty net situation coming up, at least I don't think so. Under a minute to play in the third now. Tie up in front of the penalty box area. one of the Indians goes down on one of the Vikings. Zakin ended up right on top of Sawecki, and we will get some penalties now. One of the Vikings came in and tackled. I don't know who that is for the Indians right now. They're down on the ice. That was Michael Fasciano, who decided to make his presence felt. Jack Zakin, who laid the initial check on Sawecki. Zakin was the one pinned down. And players are finally separated here with 48 seconds remaining in the third period. Referees Gajtka and Music talking it over. We'll figure out what will come of this. At least one penalty, if not more. So Peters Township is about to improve to 12-6 on the season, get it to 24 points, even with Cannon Mac, 1 point up on Cathedral Prep. So it's still tight for home ice in the first round. Cathedral Prep will be in 5th at the end of the night, despite the win over Upper St. Clair. And second place is up for grabs too, because Upper St. Clair is just 1 point up on Cannon Mac and about to be just 1 point up on Peters Township. John Camp's in the box, and he's the only guy in the box right now. Just the 4th penalty of the night overall. And the only penalty of this third period. This is Matt Gajtka on the play-by-play. You can find the full YouTube feed of this one, audio version, on my YouTube page, youtube.com/Matt Gajtka, and the last name is spelled Gajtka. Discussion continues, and it appears John Camp will be the only player on either side in the penalty box. It will be a power play for Central Catholic. The Vikings' third of the night. 4 skaters out on the ice for Rick Tingle's Indians. About to win for the 8th time in 10 tries here at Printscape. Brian Gajtka is looking for a penalty to go on the board, and it's not going to happen, but trust me, it is a power play. The scoreboard may not be working, or maybe the message wasn't delivered clearly or wasn't received accurately. Either way, the game will likely end with Central Catholic on the power play. Biscardo trying to create a shorthanded chance at the Central Catholic line, but poked ahead by Dane Martin. To the far side, Palawanik for Central Catholic. Alexander shuffles it up the far side boards. Alexander gets it right back again. 17 seconds to go in the game. Alexander burrows in, just trying to hold on to the puck now are the Indians. Ferguson looks up and saucers it 150 feet down the ice right in front of the Central Catholic goal. Down to 3 seconds. One last chance here for Dane Martin to break the shutout bid. Dropped it back, and the Vikings aren't going to get a shot away. Indians win. Indians win 3-0. Alex Wilbert, his second shutout of the year, keeps that save percentage going north. Could easily be in first place in that category in Class AAA after the night's action. He's now 8-3 on the season. The Indians are now 12-6 as a team and back in a third place tie with Ken and Mac after both they and the Big Macs hold serve here at home on this Tuesday night at Printscape Arena. So goals for Drew Wilbert, Mark Lehman, and John Camp. Lehman gets a couple of points, including the primary assist on Wilbert's first period goal. The Indians go a perfect 3 for 3 on the penalty kill and cash in their 6th victory in 7 tries. As for the Central Catholic Vikings, they dropped to 2-15-1, still in the basement of Class AAA, and they have now lost 14 in a row dating back to October. As I mentioned, our next broadcast here will be 2 weeks from tonight as Peters Township wraps up the 20-game regular season with a matchup against the Cathedral Prep Ramblers. Who knows? That could be for home ice in the first round, looking how things are shaking up right now in the Class AAA standings. Go to PIHLhockey.com to check out that the rest of the way, and go to BergHockey.com, and our friends at Pittsburgh Hockey Digest will keep you abreast of all the clinching scenarios, whether it be a playoff berth, home ice, or first overall in any of the 4 divisions in the PIHL. One last time from Printscape Arena here in Southpointe for Bill Wilbert, for the students from Peters Township High School, and for all of you listeners and viewers out there on Peters Township Community Television, this is Matt Gajtka saying God bless and good night. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks, same place as PT wraps up the regular season against Erie Cathedral Prep.